This is like one of my favorite video game characters ever. His name is Strider, by Capcom.
So would you say that Doodlecast is a good tool for figuring out composition?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, it's really good for just sort of laying things in really fast. As you can see, like, I'm able to come up with a good drawing fairly quickly, I think. It lets me sort of figure out what sort of designs and compositions I'm thinking of, and,
What do you usually work in terms of media when you're doing a finished drawing?
When I'm doing a finished drawing, I'm usually working in pen and ink, and if the situation calls for it, I'll work with wood, canvas, whatever I need to, really. Most of my work has been digital up till lately, but lately I think I'm exploring a lot more mediums than I have been in the past. This is a lot of fun. I can definitely see how I would use this for visualizing things. Explaining to people how something would look. Let's see. Well, let's go back to that red that we were playing with before.
Would you say it's a good tool for something like storyboarding?
Oh, absolutely. I could see myself storyboarding with this, no problem.
And
It's
why?
even got like storyboard layouts in here, yeah? Like those little frames and stuff.
Yep. What makes it a good tool for storyboarding?
I think the fact that it's fast and that it's digital, those are two really key things for me. Digital, so I can just email it really quickly. That's really important. Speed, I find, is really essential when it comes to this stuff, when it comes to being able to communicate with people really quickly. There we go, so just working in some details now.
If you think of this more as a sketchbook tool.
Yeah, if I think of it as a sketchbook tool, then this is really good. I mean, this feels a lot like I'm painting with watercolors in a weird way. Yeah. Okay. It's got that same sort of like feeling for me, and it's definitely a lot less messy, much more convenient, and it also takes video. That's important. The video aspect I find is it's pretty important for me, I think.
Why?
Well, being able to sort of retrace your steps, like what you were thinking in your head, I think that's pretty important. I like how you can also sort of like try something out over on the side and do it, almost like spotting in, like testing out colors, really, seeing if they'll work, and if they do, then then that's great. Sorry, 1 second here. Just gonna get some detail work here. This was something that I noticed the first time that I played with it. It's like, I like how you can really overlap things. There we go. Now, to add a little bit of depth by going over the shadow areas of the piece. It's kind of a fun little cheat. There we go. Our character has like little shadows and stuff. Now to give him some brown hair. Maybe a little bit darker. There we go. Now we're just sort of mucking about. Yeah. So, You see how I'm just sort of building up from different forms, just layering shadows and stuff. I'm trying my best to fill in shadows sort of in an all at once, so that I can layer on more shadows and stuff. So a lot like watercolors in that sense. And I'll be cleaning this up afterwards.
So what's the process of coloring something? You choose. What do you do first?
The best thing to do, probably, well, what I really should do is I should be planning out my sketches. But
Just in terms
when it comes to color, I think what it is just layering. So applying flat colors and then adding in like layers of shadows.
Okay.
Like that. And just sort of creating shape and depth, you know. It's really nice, because you can do this really quickly. You have the highlight, and you have the silhouette at the opposite ends of the spectrum. And then you have, like, the natural color of an object. As you get more layers, you can have, like, a highlight color, and then, like, deeper shadows of a color of a natural object. It would work better if I actually...
Do you do highlights? At what point do you do highlights?
In watercolor, you should probably do them in the beginning, just so that they're done. Like you should leave space for a highlight. Like say here on this shoulder, like I should just be leaving that shoulder white, and then flooding the rest of this. And we'll call this sort of like the highlight color of that area. And then we just build upon that. There we go.
Do you find it different to add highlights in Doodlecast than with watercolor?
No, I think it's really similar actually. I mean, it would be like the same process. You know, you would just leave that space and then just come back to it over and over again.
But you could add white if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, I mean you can do it retroactively, which is really nice. You can sort of like layer it on light, so it sort of like tints the thing, or tints the image. Or you can just go in heavy and bold, so that you know that it's totally there. There you go. It's hard for me to sound like I'm making sense while I'm drawing at the same time. Sometimes I think I'm just spouting gibberish. Sorry if...
No, you're making sense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. There we go.
That looks sweet.
Thanks. I don't know.
Do you like it?
It's a doodle.
Artists are always the worst critics of themselves.
Yeah. I'll never be happy with an image, but I can be okay with one. I'm okay with this one. It's just a doodle. It's fun. Doodling's fun. Okay, and that's pretty much my finished little piece right there. That's as far as I want to take it. Thanks for watching. Hope
Thanks,
you
Eric.
liked the piece. Thank you.
Bye.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.